Have you ever reflected on the dangers of making decisions based solely on assumptions? It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? We all fall into this trap from time to time. Let's start by defining assumptions. These are beliefs we accept as true, even without concrete evidence. We make assumptions about the world, others, and ourselves. These assumptions fill gaps in our knowledge or understanding. Every day we make countless decisions, from the insignificant to the significant. And assumptions often play a critical role in this process. Psychological research highlights the role of assumptions in our decision-making. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that our assumptions significantly influence our choices and their outcomes. They can guide us, mislead us, or even blind us to reality. The danger lies in basing decisions solely on these unchecked beliefs. Consider this scenario. You're playing poker, you have a good hand, but you assume your opponent has a better one. Guided by this assumption, you fold. Later, you discover your opponent was bluffing. This example illustrates how an assumption can lead to a misguided decision, but the repercussions in real life can be far more severe. Your assumptions might dictate career choices, relationship decisions, or financial investments that may not be beneficial in the long run. So, are assumptions always bad? No. They help us make sense of the world. However, problems arise when we base our decisions solely on these assumptions. As the saying goes, assumption is the mother of all mistakes. This holds true when it comes to decision making. A study by the Association of Psychological Science found that people who challenge their assumptions tend to make better decisions. So how can we avoid these pitfalls? How can we improve our decision making? Stay tuned as we explore the dangers of decision making based on assumptions and strategies to avoid them. Assumptions are not inherently bad. It's how we use them that matters. They are akin to mental shortcuts our brain uses to interpret the world. However, assumptions can also mislead us, particularly when we base our decisions on them. In the next scene, we'll dive into the dangers of making decisions based on assumptions, using real-life examples and professional studies. For now, remember this: assumptions are not inherently harmful. It's how we use them that counts. Imagine yourself as a detective. Without gathering evidence, interviewing witnesses, and pursuing leads, you hastily draw conclusions from your first glance at the crime scene. A study by the Innocence Project revealed that false assumptions have led to wrongful convictions in about 25% of their cases. This highlights the risk of decision-making based on assumptions. Shifting to a personal sphere, imagine you're in a relationship and you assume your partner is unfaithful due to their consistent late returns from work. You end the relationship without solid proof, only to later find out they were working late to save up for a surprise gift. A study from the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships indicates that assumptions and lack of communication are among the top reasons for breakups. In business, the consequences can be even more severe. Consider the case of Quaker Oats. In 2001, they launched a new product, a fruit-flavored oatmeal, based on the assumption it would appeal to their target market. They invested millions into R&D, marketing, and distribution, only to discover that their target market didn't resonate with the product. The company suffered a substantial financial loss, nearly resulting in bankruptcy. Such examples underline the dangers of decision-making based on assumptions. Assumptions can lead to misunderstandings, false allegations, broken relationships, financial losses, and even legal issues. A study in the Journal of Applied Social Psychology found that assumptions can create a distorted view of reality, where decisions are made not on what exists, but on what we perceive or presuppose is true. Although assumptions can occasionally be beneficial, they should never be the only basis for our decisions. Facts, evidence, and careful deliberation should guide our decision-making. Assumptions, like invisible puppeteers, subtly manipulate the course of our thoughts and decisions. Cognitive psychology research suggests that assumptions can warp our perception of reality, making it appear convincing yet deceptive. Unveiling the truth becomes even more complex. As the feedback loop, the process of modifying our actions based on their outcomes is often delayed or hidden. Spotting a lie from others can be straightforward, as their words and actions may diverge. However, when our own assumptions deceive us, it's a different ballgame. But why is it so difficult to discern the truth? Neuroscience research provides some insight. The human brain is inherently lazy, wired to take the path of least resistance to conserve energy. As a result, we often embrace our assumptions as absolute truths without critical analysis, pushing us further away from reality. Assumptions can indeed be deceptive. They frequently skew our understanding of reality, leading us astray. The truth turns elusive when we let assumptions govern our decisions. Therefore, the next time you're making a decision, take a moment, scrutinize your assumptions, and strive to perceive the reality beyond them. Assumptions are not always detrimental. They actually play a crucial role in our everyday lives. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology states that they help us navigate the world with a sense of predictability, enabling us to make quick decisions. However, while assumptions can be beneficial, they are often based on our limited and subjective experiences. Assumptions can prove advantageous in certain circumstances, but an over-reliance can also lead us off course. So, how can we make better decisions that aren't solely based on assumptions? Current research proposes several effective strategies. First, consider the practice of active questioning. A study from Harvard Business School indicates that asking pointed questions aids in information gathering, understanding different perspectives, and challenging your own beliefs. Secondly, consider multiple possibilities. A study in the Journal of Behavioral Decision Making suggests this approach is an effective tool in decision making. Thirdly, seek feedback. A study in the Harvard Business Review shows it's a crucial step towards making well-informed decisions. Reflect on past decisions, successes, and failures. Cultivate patience. A study published in Nature Communications shows that patience is key. Lastly, practice mindfulness. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that mindfulness can help us distinguish between what is real and what is an assumption. These strategies require consistent effort and practice, but they are a path to making decisions that are more informed, more balanced, and less swayed by unverified assumptions. In concluding our exploration of assumptions and decision-making, let's revisit some key psychological facts and research studies. Assumptions aid us in navigating our surroundings, but they can also mislead us. The risk isn't in assuming, but in using these unchecked beliefs as the foundation of our choices. When our decisions hinge on assumptions, we're effectively rolling the dice with our lives, trusting unverified information. It's essential to remember that not all assumptions are detrimental. They can be beneficial tools, providing us with preliminary hypotheses to investigate. They should not be considered the final verdict, but rather the starting line of our investigation. The essence of improved decision-making is in challenging our assumptions, striving to confirm or disprove them. It means embracing a curiosity-driven mindset, being open to fresh information and viewpoints. Assumptions are a part of life, but when it comes to decision-making, we need to exercise caution and not let unchecked beliefs take control.